we're going to start with your instruction sheet and we're just going to follow along. And I'm going to go through each bullet point and teach you exactly what to do to start up your saltwater system. To begin, to ensure the salt system works the best, your hot tub must be filled with soft water. If you don't have access to soft water, we have what's called Vanishing Act. The salt system does come with the smaller one. So you'll put that in actually over the hot tub and you will set it over the drain right at the bottom there. So always make sure that pillow is placed over the drain so it filters all the hardness out of the water and gets it to the range it's supposed to be. If you have a hot tub in the Limelight series that won't have one of those drains in the bottom, the drain will actually be right here on the side of the footwell. So like we did here, just place the bag in front of that so all the water shoots towards the bag and gets filtered through. You know you can remove the Vanishing Act pillow once your test strips say that the hardness is in between 25 and 75 parts per million. Now moving on to step 2, it says fill your spa using the Clean Screen pre-filter. Stick the hose down the filter stand with the gray cap. The Clean Screen is an option you can choose to do, so we do not include it in our startup package with a new hot tub. But it looks like this here, and what it does is it helps remove organic contaminants and metals such as iron, copper from water before it is introduced into your hot tub. That way it is all filtered out and you don't have to worry about adding anything to remove it later. It just helps with a smooth sail and helps with your fill. Now in red on your instructions it says add stain and scale while filling. This here is your stain and scale, and you'll add anywhere from 4 to 8 ounces into the water. You can add that directly into the water while the hot tub's filling. It does not have to be full. Once the hot tub is full, you want to set the temperature for at least 100 degrees. Once your hot tub is up to 100 degrees, you're going to pull up your test strip bottle, which looks like this here, and you're going to take out a test strip, and you hold it in the water for 2 seconds and pull it out. 1, 2. And now, looking at the strips here, you ignore the top line because this is a chlorine system, and the top line is for bromine only. The second line, chlorine, is showing me that it's white on the test strip, and it says on the back the OK range is that lighter mid-purple. We're not there yet, so we know the chlorine's low. The alkalinity, that matches up well with the OK range, and so does the pH, so I don't have to adjust that there. But the hardness down on the bottom, it's very dark, so it's too high. So like we discussed earlier with the Vanishing Act pillow, we're going to leave that in the bottom until that is in the OK range down here. Since the chlorine is low, here's what we're going to do. This chemical here is called chlorinating concentrate. This is what you'll add manually if your chlorine is low. If the salt system isn't catching up or is killing something in the water, your chlorine may read a little bit low. So in order to boost that, do about 2 capfuls of the chlorinating concentrate. And we're going to do that right now just to make sure that the water stays clear and clean. Now in the instructions, it's telling me I have to wait 24 hours before I can move any further. So whatever you want to do while you wait, go ahead and do it. We'll see you in 24 hours. Now, it's been 24 hours, so we get to add our salt. What I like to do is have the clean button running while I add the salt, just so it disperses all the salt, dissolves it, gets it in the water evenly. When you add the salt, you're only going to add a little bit at a time. This here is a ½ cup, so I'm doing ½ cup at a time. I wouldn't do any more than 1 baking cup of salt at a time. So I'm not going to talk now. I'm going to have the clean cycle running, and you can watch as I do a few cups here. So to turn on the clean cycle, your top side might look a little bit different if you have one of the High Life models. This here is a Limelight Pulse, so I'm going to do 7 cups of salt. So it says clean right here when it's not blurry. There, it says clean. So once I hit that button, it'll run the jets for 10 to 15 minutes and shut itself off so I don't have to worry about turning it off later. you'll add the salt right over the filter. Here are the important parts that you need to check after you add salt, and you'll have to go back to frequently to make sure everything's working properly. So what you will do is you'll hit the options soft button right here. And then you'll see down at the bottom it says Ace Water Care. Then you'll click the hard button for that. And this is your little graph here. So if it's in the green, so it's telling me I have the perfect amount of salt in the hot tub. If it were to be in the yellow here, too low. Here it's reading too high. Something important as well as you go through this, if it's reading too low ever, you'll want to be sure to take your salt test strips to confirm that before adding any. Same as if it's too high. The output right here, where it says 2, that is telling your salt system how much chlorine to produce. So it starts at 1, which is the lowest, and 10, which is the highest. Now this here is a 7-person hot tub. It's pretty big, which means it's a lot more water than a smaller one. So chances are I'm gonna need more sanitizer. So I'm going to click on the output until I get it up to the right amount. I'm starting it a little bit higher right now because, as we saw before, there's no chlorine in the water. So I'm gonna want it producing as much as possible. Now if I take those test strips and I dip it in there in a few days and it's reading too high, then I can go ahead and lower it back down to an acceptable range, so 5. So that's how you adjust how much chlorine the salt is producing. One thing I want everyone to avoid is the boost button right here. What that does is it just runs the salt system on high for a while and produces a ton of chlorine. If you do that, it burns out the cell much quicker, and I would just avoid it overall. If you need extra chlorine, just take that chlorinating concentrate, which is the blue bottle I showed you before, and add a few ounces of that. Something important I want you to watch for as you use your hot tub is your diagnostic light right here. The green light is all indicated by the salt system. So if that is ever flashing, all you do, go to the top side here, click options like we just did, go into Ace Water Care. If it has any messages, contact dealer, anything like that, you'll go ahead and contact us, your dealer. But there are a few troubleshooting things I want you to look for, and I'm creating a video for that next. So enjoy your saltwater hot tub and enjoy every day made better.